Hey, whoever's watching this and everybody, a lot of history out there. A lot of people fought for our freedoms. They didn't give us our freedoms, they fought for them. I'm in the Bethel Cemetery in Russell County. This is Highway 80. Adair County is right there. You can see the sign. This is George Alley. This was my grandmother's grandfather. So that's my fourth great grandfather. George A. Alley. George A. Alley, 12th Kentucky Company H, 3rd Brigade, 3rd Division, 23rd Army Corps. Born May 3rd, 1845. Died December 25th, Christmas of 28. And great-great-great-great-grandmother, Mary Alley. He was playing a fiddle. My grandmother, who's buried over there, Dorothy Bryant, her earliest memory, she was 4 in Russell County. An old man was playing the fiddle. It was her grandfather. He was playing the fiddle and she danced off the porch and everybody thought that was the funniest thing in the world. Well, she is right there. This is Miss Dorothy Gaskins Bryant and Charles Bryant, my grandfather. So I knew somebody that knew somebody in the Civil War, which is kind of cool. Let me back up a step here. This is Julius Bryant and his wife Liller. This is Ma. He died a year before I was born. I knew her pretty well. This is his tombstone, Private First Class, 82nd Military Police Company. He was All-American Division, Sergeant York's Division. He died, and he had 2 sons. He had Charles, who was a combat engineer, went to North Africa, Italy, up through there, the fun of Anzio and the beachhead and all that, and spent years and years and years in the Army and was never given a furlough. She had a brother Morris, who was in the Army in the Battle of the Bulge, a brother Mac, who was in the Army Air Force, was a mechanic in England, working on planes, and a brother-in-law, Philip, who died in Germany, I believe in 1945, and is buried at Nancy Cemetery. He went to war. Chester, his brother, wanted to go to war and couldn't. He tried everything he could to go, and he had some kind of medical deal, like I don't know if it was a spot on the lung or something, and couldn't go. And he always felt bad that he couldn't go because all his friends and his brother were over there, and brothers-in-laws, and he couldn't go. So Charles goes to the war, lives. Chester dies in a motorcycle accident on the way to Jamestown during the war. So Charles comes back from the war, moves to Fairfield, Ohio, didn't want to leave his family. His home place is right around the corner there. It's all gone now, but the land is there. He went to Fairfield, Ohio because they were looking. Nobody was looking for a guaranteed outcome or looking to draw off the government or draw from the man. They were looking for chances. So they drove 8 hours from Russell Springs to Fairfield, Ohio. Him and another guy, I don't know the guy's name, they went in Fisher Body Plant and said, "We're hiring you, can start today." And he brought his family up there, and it broke, they were sad as can be. It broke Julius, my great-grandfather and great-grandmother's hearts, but they knew it was the best thing to do because there's no opportunities down here in 1945 and 1946, Russell County, Kentucky. So I'm just saying, this is our lineage, my family's lineage, and I will not give up any fight for freedom because it's politically incorrect or it bothers people or whatever. This is my camp. This is my people down here. It's kind of neat. You know, the Gaskins. I'm a Gaskins and a Bryant on my mom's side, and a Terry and a Haddon on my father's side. If I said that right. There's a lot of people down here. Small cemetery. It's one of the best kept cemeteries that I have seen in a long time. There's another guy who is not related, but he died in Vietnam. He's over there by the sign. He got the Distinguished Flying Cross, 1942 to 1968. And there's another family grave around here that I'm trying to find. That is Robert Anderson. He's got a white military, that's an old-fashioned military marker. And then he's got a new bronze footstone. And I don't see it. But Robert Anderson, I'll find it here as soon as my battery runs out. But Robert Anderson was a Yankee, and he went to the Battle of Shiloh, and he arrived 3 days after the battle and said the dead were stacked up like firewood, like cordwood was the term. His son had the wherewithal to have his dad years ago sit down, here's his grave, to sit down and tell the story about that, about what his experiences were in the war. He said in the war between the states, or the War of Northern Aggression, as I like to call it, they were laying in a wheat field one time, and the shooting was so heavy, he was laying face down, and he could see the pieces of fallen wheat falling in front of his face from all the gunfire. This is him. Robert P. Anderson, Kentucky, Corporal 3rd Regiment, Kentucky Infantry, Civil War, 1842 to 1922. So, these guys fought. Charles fought. Julius fought. Grandpa Allie fought over there, 4th great grandfather. And Chester wanted to fight, but couldn't. He wanted to serve his country, he couldn't. So when it comes to your time for freedom, don't just give up your freedom. Don't say, oh, please take my guns.